get rain.
Yeah, that's a girl's hoodie, but that's cool.
No, that's a girl setting for you. You wuss.
Welcome to West Coast Wednesday here on Prospectors Radio with Kathleen Biffle, Rich Cooley, Scott Swiftwater Tony, Indiana Gold Hunter, Dennis Dayton, and your host, Tim Grimes. We hope you enjoy the show, and thanks again for listening.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another West Coast Wednesday right here on Prospector Radio. I'm your host, Tim Grimes, and joining me tonight, we got Kathleen and Shad Biffles over there. And the guy wearing the girl's hoodie is Scott. What's happening?
Not much. This week is dragging.
It is. It's been a slow week. Probably not for Scott, but Scott, has it been dragging for you or flying?
No.
Race or drag racing? Is that what you're doing?
Do what?
What kind of racing are you doing?
iRacing.
Mario Kart.
iRacing.
Yeah.
Now I got a question. You posted the picture of your iRacing car, stock car. Why is there no sticker of Gold Prospector Space Prospectors Radio?
Yeah, Prospector Radio.
Well, because when that particular setup was made was quite a couple years back. I was going to actually have somebody do, I wanted to have the Cronies Club emblem on the hood.
Oh.
But then, and I wanted to have Gold Prospector Space down the side of it. And I was thinking, well, to do that, I'm going to have to throw out some ducats, and I didn't want to pay for it right now. So,
do they charge you for that?
Oh, you could get, people $20 for a good paint job,
Is this a real car?
No.
Talking like it's a real car.
See, in iRacing, it is a real car. It's hard to explain because people think it's just like, it's just like a video. It's not like a video game. They have laser imprinted like every track that we do any kind of racing on. And they also do road courses, dirt tracks, everything like that. But these tracks are real, that the professionals will actually go on iRacing to practice for the races coming up because it gives them a feel of what it's going to be like in the actual race.
Does it vibrate your chair and stuff?
Well, if you got enough money, my steering wheel does that, but I don't have a chair that does it. If you got a chair that does it, that's like 10 grand or something.
I know. I've seen the ones that chairs like you steer and it moves like you're in a car.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Kenny Hamlin's got one like that. It's got the shocks on it and everything like that. If you get in a wreck, it makes you feel like you hit something. And
Chuck E. Cheese got one like that too.
You should have to. They should put like little shocks that you have to hook up into, like put on your arm, so when you do wreck, it shocks you and it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some of that realistic pain.
Yeah.
Going on.
Well, it's realistic because you lose anything you do. If you touch a car, it's -4 times whatever points. If you go in the infield, it's 2 times whatever points. You hit the wall, it's 2 times whatever points. So if if you're just out there just to be like you're just a joker wanting to have fun and you think it's a video game, you're going to lose a lot of points. There's going to be a lot of people really upset with you because you're
like on a team.
So pretty much this is serious business. This isn't some game. This isn't something to go screw around. This is serious business, meaning everyone on there is serious and you don't want to be that person.
You don't want to be that guy.
Ricky Bobby and everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
No days of thunder action.
Well, the thing is, like at the beginning of this year when COVID was in, you remember the NASCAR when it was coming on TV and it was iRacing.
No.
Okay, that's a pretty big thing. And this particular race actually pays the winner $7,500. So that's a pretty big deal to me.
But don't you have to qualify?
Well, you can qualify, but you actually got to make the race. You got to come in either win or come in the top 4 after the winner in the heat races. So you're taking the top 5 of all the heat races.
So you are qualified.
Are these planned out like with schedules and stuff, or you just show up and do your thing?
No, they're scheduled out. There's strict stuff like if you get bumped, if you get time 16, you're disqualified automatically. That's if you hit too many people too many times, they just throw you out.
Interesting.
So it's going to be.
I would be thrown out because I'm a horrible driver.
Well, this track is a small track. It's in Nashville Fairgrounds. So it's a small track to have the A class cup cars on. So that's like the big ones you see go around Daytona. That's what they're putting on this little track. So they've got a lot of power, and you can spin the back wheels and hit the wall just as fast as anything. I mean, you gotta really drive the car.
All right. Well, when you're ready to paint your car, let me know. I'll pay for it.
I know what, $20
Yeah, got to be a black
Really,
car.
Scott, $20.
Well, I know, but I didn't. I
You
wasn't.
still owe us $20.
I wasn't going to have time. I wasn't going to have time to paint it and get for the race.
Won't the paint dry quick enough?
No, because the paint jobs are set up to a specific car.
Okay.
So they've got to be. You got to place the right thing in the front, the right thing in the rear, the right thing on the back, the right thing on the right rear, the right thing on the right front, and then the hood, and then the top of your car. If you don't hit it, if you don't get it all right, then your car it's monkeyed up. It looks dumb.
Well, get it right, man. Let me know. I'll pay for it. Make sure it's a black car, though.
I can get it, man. I got the emblems and stuff. I said I was going to do it.
Do it.
Pretty
And
cool.
that would be pretty
So
sweet.
are you doing this in between, mining for gold?
Yes.
Can people spectate, Scott? Can we watch you race?
I think it's
Can we bring our camper and tailgate in your yard?
right.
Yeah.
That would be fun, right? You could do it in the backyard. No, you can watch. I mean, you can't watch on iRacing because you got to be a member to actually watch on iRacing. But I think it's either going to be on YouTube, or maybe they're going to have televise it, or it's going to be on a certain podcast. But there's the big show will be on something that people can watch.
So
But
do you think you'll make it?
I don't know, buddy, because there's a lot. These guys, like I said, you get some of these guys, they're actually teams. They've got crew chiefs, they got tire guys, they got the guys that do the setups, which this is a fixed setup. So that kind of cuts out that guy, that can set up a car. So it comes down to pretty much the crew chief, when to change tires, and the guy driving.
So do you have a pit crew?
No.
So what
I have me, because I can control my stuff on the computer fast enough before I get in the pits that my pit crew knows what I want to be done.
So you have a pit crew.
Yeah, me.
You're the driver and the pit crew. That's not realistic in real life, right? That's
Yes, it
like
is.
stuff that happens in video games.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'll tell you what. Back in the day when Dale Earnhardt was driving, he'd tell his pit crew what he wanted. When he stopped, the pit crew did what he said because he's the driver and the owner of the car. That's what.
Well, he didn't get out and do it though.
No, he didn't get out. I'm not getting out either.
Oh, so
I just pull in. I already have my guys do it because I already told him what I want done.
so you have a pit crew.
Yeah, me.
But
You're the driver.
Well, there is a pit crew, so to speak.
That's what I meant.
But
the
they don't.
robots.
Yeah, they don't think for themselves.
Obviously not.
So you're saying, Scott, you could, in theory, have somebody who is like the head pit guy, have everything ready and punch it into the computer for the little robot game, whatever things, fix your car.
Yeah.
Like you could actually have a real crew working with you.
Yeah, like my trusted spotter is a good friend of mine, Jesse Walker, here in Phoenix. He's my spotter. If he don't race, he'll come in and he could be my spotter.
See, now his name, Jesse Walker, that sounds like a race car driver.
Yeah.
Do the shake and bake?
It does actually.
It does.
Fake.
Do the shake and bake?
Yeah.
Or the slingshot or whatever?
Yeah.
Engaged.
Oh wait, what was the other one? Now you see me.
Now
Now
you tell.
know.
Magic man.
Magic man.
No, like I said, Jesse, I tried to talk him. He said he filled out the form and everything, but I don't think he's going to get in it. But if he doesn't get in it, he's going to be I hope he'll be my spotter. He already said he probably would. So, but see, then I can have a live guy spotting for me instead of the computer trying to tell me, because the computer's always a little bit off. You'll go, oh, it's somebody on your right, and you can already see the guys way in front of you when you're clear. So if you can get a real guy saying, hey, you're clear, you can get up and boom, you're not hitting nobody. That's going to be a big advantage.
Now, don't they have like an gold mining game?
Yeah.
No.
I thought I had reported on that once. That
They've got Gold Rush.
Yeah, they used to have Gold Rush. I don't know if they still.
Yeah, there's a Gold Rush video game I remember.
Do they still have that? I don't know.
But
Yeah.
like I said, the thing, the iRacing is like, it is, you can't get any realer than being in the car on the track.
So you're pretty much a NASCAR driver, is what you're saying.
Well, you can do NASCAR, sprint cars. You can do IMCA modifieds, late models. You can do F1, IndyCar. They got tons of cars, rally cars. It just depends on what you're into. I'm not a road course racer. I mean, I don't mind it. I just don't care for open wheel because they cry a lot if you wreck them. Oh my God, because they're usually from out of country. But I'll get into that stuff's just getting into later. But yeah, most of the F1 and the IndyCar stuff, you'll get into a lot of people that are out of country and they cry a whole lot if you wreck them because they take it really serious.
Now,
And they get these big races and they want to win money.
my question is, what do you wear when you do it? Do you wear a race suit and a helmet or, a fire suit?
Is there a camera on you?
Yeah, is there a camera?
Well, see, the thing that you can't, some of them do what they call Twitch, and that means that they're while you're watching out their window, they got a camera on them so you can see what they're doing. Some of them go as far as putting a camera on their feet to watch the feet pedal too.
Wow.
Like gloves, I got gloves that I wear because if you're in it, you start getting nervous, you build heat and your hands will start sweating. I mean, if you're in the middle of a pack of cars, you don't want to wreck. You get nervous.
Usually I don't get nervous playing a video game drinking, but that's just me.
Look, it costs money though. Yeah, you're nervous. It's just like a real car.
Oh, there's money on the
We
line.
got money on the line.
That's different.
Maybe we could turn this space
into an
iRacing room.
Maybe we could
get rid of the dining table and
get a racing rig. Scott, do you drink while you iRace?
Like right now from on, yeah, I will.
So you're literally driving a race car and drinking. That's okay to you, huh?
Okay.
If I was going for money, like when I go for these races this weekend stuff, I won't be drinking anything. Well, maybe one.
You'll have your racing gloves on and
he'll be like, "Hold my beer."
Ready to go.
Yeah, but what's rough is because
see your little race car when we were there.
What's that?
Yeah, we did. It was his bed. Remember? Race car.
Yeah, you guys. I didn't have it here when you guys were here. Lisa packed it up here after that.
Okay.
Don't lie. It's your bed. You got a race car bed.
I know.
Okay.
One of them little tyke ones.
I know. He even has a built-in horde. He just sits there every night. Whee!
I wish.
Are we going to talk about gold prices?
I don't know. Do you got any?
We do.
Yes, I do. Gold is up a whopping 37 cents at $1,835.62. So not bad. It's made a climb back.
1,000 what?
1835.
Oh, I thought you said 17. I was like, hey, that took a drop from hell.
No, it's still performing. Silver has climbed 2 cents at $23.91. So
down below 24 now.
Yeah, well, it's going a little bit back up.
Okay.
Now platinum moved $1.75. It's at $1,006.03.
All right.
So not bad there for platinum. Now palladium did not fare as well. It fell 25 cents at $2,273.50.
All right.
So that leads us to rhodium.
Rhody.
Well, rhodium has stayed flat at $16,250.
Oh, shucks.
Mercy.
Only 16,000.
Bye.
Only 16,000.
You do know you can buy an ounce coin a round coin of rhodium.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
I don't know.
$11,000.
But yeah, they have them for palladium, all of them. I noticed on some of the sites.
I didn't know they had the rhodium ones, but they don't. I didn't know they had the rhodium ones.
Unless I'm thinking unclearly, and that could happen too.
Oh,
yeah, no, but do you know You know how much you'd have to buy to actually make a profit in rhodium?
Well, right now, yeah.
I mean, if you're starting out with less than 300 grand, you're just kicking yourself in the butt.
Should have bought it when it was 10 grand.
Yes, you can buy
I know, right?
a rhodium bars and rounds and everything, but it's going to cost you.
What's the smallest
Whoa.
one, Chad?
They got one for 75 grand.
Yeah, they have a 5-ounce one for $74,000. But oh wait, it's out of stock.
What?
Oh, of course.
They have a 1-ounce rhodium bar. Now a wire check is only $14,800. If you send it PayPal, it's more.
Okay.
They have only one, so get yours today. Now, of what's available on their site, they have a 1/10 ounce rhodium bar for $1,575.
1/10 of an ounce.
1/10 of an ounce.
Wow.
But isn't it like 16 grand an ounce right now?
Yeah, take 1,575 and times it by 10.
32 ounces. 32 ounces is a troy ounce, man.
But it's still a good deal.
they're-
Is what I'm
they're-
trying to get at, right?
No, they're out
Yeah.
of stock anyway. So
Out of stock.
yeah, out of stock.
They're not going to sell anything worth money right now. That's like when gold hits $2,000. Do you see people pumping out pay dirt bags? I don't believe so.
Oh
Who's
yeah,
gonna-
I've seen them right now.
Well, yeah, but who's
They're
man?
pumping
Think
them
about
out,
it.
man.
Think about it, man. I won't even like right now. The gold's so high right now. If I put a bag out, people are like, this ain't worth my money. I'm like, well, it's worth it in gold because I know what you got in it.
Speaking of pay dirt, are we doing the basket thing?
What kind of basket?
Huh?
No what, Kathleen?
Weren't we doing something for Christmas?
I don't know. We never talked.
We do need to discuss offline.
Yeah,
Okay.
we never-
All right. Well, we'll take it offline.
Hey, has anybody seen anybody eating a Kit Kat crap duo?
Not
That
yet.
talked about?
No, I haven't found one yet.
A what?
Kit Kat Duo. It's a mocha.
It's a mocha chocolate. Dennis said it tasted horrible.
Dennis said it tasted like a sewer. I don't know when he tasted a sewer.
I don't know. I will take them at his word.
I
to
just
be
like the
honest.
good old fashioned Kit Kats. They're
Well, I made a challenge. I wanted to see somebody eat it and tell me why they thought it was good.
Right.
huh.
Well, like we were saying, if Dennis is saying it tastes like crap, I want to see somebody eat the whole thing and say how good it tastes.
Yeah. I told her to keep an eye out for me to get me one. Yeah. So I could try it.
Well, speaking an eye out, we got some birthdays today.
Nice. No Dennis to sing.
Well, he's singing right now at work
Yeah.
to you, so you rest assured he is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is December the 9th. We have Alan Hawkins, Brandon LaFond, Cyrus Herrera, Dale Nickel, Dustin Simonis, Gary Pitchett W., Harold Walters, Kelly Kincannon, Mickey Meredith, Mike Lane, Pat Peterson, Prospector Jess, Scott Tracy, and Sean 4245.
There's a lot of $50 handles in that list.
Tomorrow, I can only see a handful. We got Becky, Bob Russell, Kurt Bork, John Schumacher, and Joseph J. Drury.
Huh.
Drury.
Let's do Prospector Jeffs.
Yeah.
I don't think that was what you wanted. I don't think everyone
Oh.
wanted that
Oh,
one.
go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, Prospector Jess is from Newberry Park, California, so West Coast.
California.
He does mostly placer mining, some load in geologic hydrologic survey. Good God. He belongs to the GPAA. He heard it from a friend about our site, Gary Goldberg, who's also a member of the GPAA and PLP. But he pans, he sluices, high banks, dredge, prize, snipes, mainly.
Nice. Does it all. Well,
That's all.
well
Yeah.
rounded. Yeah.
Well-rounded, but he has been a member of the site going back to 2013.
Okay.
Well, that's a good piece.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy day. Happy day.
Well, we need tomorrow.
Yep.
We have Becky, Bob Russell, Kirk Bork, John Schumacher, and Joseph J. Drury.
Joseph J. Jury.
Yeah. JJD. Okay. Razor, he's got a question. Who's the better panner, Shad or Kathleen? Well, if you're talking about just checking if there's gold quickly, Shad's the winner. If you want 0 loss, Kathleen's the winner. But it'll take
It takes a while.
But there's your answer. All right, Joseph J. Drury, birthday tomorrow from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. He's a panner, does not belong to any clubs. He found the site through Ken Dursteller.
That's Ken.
That's Ken.
Oh.
Oh, man.
His real name. Huh? What
How do you
kind of
pronounce his
equipment?
last name?
He uses Garrett pans.
I think it's Dursteller.
Durstler?
Durstler.
Durstetler?
Durstler or something like that.
Hey, we could say write it, but we're not going to get it right anyway unless he sells us.
I always butcher names.
Right.
I thought I pronounced it perfectly, but whatever.
How'd you pronounce it? Jeff?
I don't know.
He didn't.
2012, though, Joseph J. Drury joined the site.
2000?
I was going to say, that's 2 old timers.
Yeah. Very cool.
Dar said you pronounce it as Dirt Slinger.
There you go. See? That's how you pronounce it.
Well,
There
he made it easy. We could all figure that one out.
Yep.
Wild man of the mountain.
It works. It definitely works. Let me see. It is also John Belichick's birthday.
Who?
Oh, that's what
Belichick?
John.
Belichick?
That's not Belichick. It's just John Belichick's birthday. What he said in the chat.
John.
John said. See it, Kathleen?
Not really. I can't see anything without my glasses.
Well, put your spectacles on, dude.
We're sharing a computer tonight, so I'm at his mercy here.
Is it Belichick or Belichick?
Bell6.
Well, that's what he typed. Okay, well, anyway, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy day. Happy day.
All right. I asked you guys a question.
Yes.
This was from Stephen France. He told me to ask you guys this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hold on. You're at Walmart. You're at the Walmart checkout.
Yep.
The guy ahead of you was out last night drinking beer, eating pickled eggs. He shards himself. You have a mask on. He has undershorts, pair of pants, and he burns your nose through your mask. Does the mask really work?
No.
I would say.
Don't. YouTube's going to take you off the air.
I would say if we're talking about the mask effectiveness, it might have actually killed some nerve endings if it was that bad if you did not have the mask on. So it limited the pain you experienced. However, it leads me to one other question to ask back to him now. After that has transpired,
yes,
and you smell it and you could taste it through the mask, is that mask now tainted itself where it would permanently smell that way?
Right. Do you now require a new mask?
Do you require a new mask? Exactly.
If anybody had put on a mask, I don't wear them. But by the way, because we're not nowhere I'm even worried about. But there's 2 holes here, 2 holes here in my ears, and there's 2 holes under your chin. That's 6 holes.
I don't have any holes under my chin.
What?
I'm just saying, if you're breathing through a mask, there's 2 holes beside your nose. When you put them on your ears, there's 2 holes.
Oh, you're talking about gaps in the mask.
There's 6 holes in every damn mask.
I thought you were talking like your ears, your nose, your
Oh my God.
Like,
come on.
I could not decode that. So
Ketchup, mustard, and relish the moment.
No. We all were trying to decode it. It was like,
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if you put a mask on, there's holes here, there's holes by your ears, there's holes under your chin. It's gaps. There is no self-form-fitting mask I've ever seen in my life.
okay,
Now, yeah, if you sneeze, okay, it's not going to be in my face. But does it escape? Yeah, through the freaking holes. Hello.
Now, we could talk all night about that. I don't know what to believe at this point. All I know is that I am not sitting in my living room wearing a mask
not
in my home.
not happening.
Yeah, I still, for the life of me, can't understand the people I see walking around, unless their just space is cold because it's winter.
Yeah.
But like nobody's even near them. They're all walking by themselves, have a mask on, or the people driving a car. Now, if the virus was that much airborne, we'd all be screwed already.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wait until either I'm in close
I don't wear it
proximity.
unless they like to fly. If I want to get on an airplane, I gotta wear the mask, or I'm gonna be on their list.
Right.
I would like to say one thing, though, to the people out there that keep getting tested every week. Quit it.
Not doing that.
Twice a week, baby.
Yeah, but you are made
You
to do
have
your
to.
job.
Yeah.
You don't go to get it done.
No, I would never go.
No, there's people around here in Phoenix that's like freaking. They think it's a steak and shake or something. They just pull up, hey, swab my nose. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bull crap, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nose cleaning. Now,
Tell me next week, because I was sick this week. That's going to work out really good for me, isn't it?
here's a tricky one. Now, the vaccine. Are you going to take it? Or
No.
Not unless
You know what? I was in the military. You had no choice. You were the guinea pigs. Any new shot came out, you got stuck with it. No, thank you.
the only way I would is if they're going to affect my pocketbook,
Okay.
my livelihood. Then I have a family to raise.
What? So if your work says it's mandatory, you have to take it.
I will still refute based on religious grounds.
I would have a scrunchy face.
I mean, I don't get the flu shot personally.
No.
Nope. Never.
But I have a feeling the way things are going is that they'll require it if you want to work in their building. But I just want to work at my home, so I don't have to.
I think there's more of a chance where first you'll see it first is to fly international. I've heard a lot of talk about that, where all these countries will require, and that then you think about it though is no different as a lot of countries you travel to have requirements to have certain immunizations before arriving. But I see that happening first. I see maybe the medical community making requirements.
Yeah, I could see like people who are dealing with it all the time.
And then I'm curious how much it'll trickle down though. If you see a lot of places and work companies requiring it of employees, then wow, that'll be a lot of lawsuits, I think, because there's a lot of people that hate even the regular vaccine.
Oh yeah. So. I just think that it's when they see that people aren't wanting this vaccine or wanting to take it, that they're going to make it like, all right, you have to have this vaccine in order to travel anywhere. Any state.
Shoot, I would totally sue my employer.
I can still drive.
Well, just remember, it's actually 2 shots you have to get. It's a booster. You got to do 2 different cycles. And then I read a funny article today about that. Is Russia has issued a warning to all Russians that are getting the vaccine to please limit your drinking for 2 weeks or something. I'm like,
then it goes to vodka.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, man, vodka prices are going to tumble during those 2 weeks if that happens.
I look at it this way, you guys. I live in the desert. I dig, all the time. We see rattlesnakes all the time. I don't go get little bits of rat or rattlesnake poison injected in me just in case I get bit. I'm not doing it. Sorry, you're not going to give me a little dose of the flu just so it builds up my immunity. You know what? I should be immune enough because I'm out doing stuff. I'm around things every freaking day. I take vitamins, whatever you got to do.
Well, here's my question, right? this virus, they've already said there's several different strains. So is it nothing more than just like the potential effectiveness of a flu shot?
Right.
Now, wait a minute,
Where
Shad.
it'll-
How can they have several different strains when this is just totally new?
Well, it's already mutated.
Yeah, I don't vaccinate if I don't need to, but oh well.
I just
I
want
say no.
okay.
I'm not. Unless, yeah, I'm gonna fight.
Unless
it.
I'm gonna sue.
I mean, honestly, you don't know. Like, okay, I'm sure it's safe, but you still don't know the long-term effects of it.
Yeah, it just was.
Not doing
And
it.
I've even talk to people in the medical community, and a lot. It's like split thoughts on it. You know, half of them are like, okay, other half are like, I don't want to.
I mean, they have
Also-
treatment for it. So, like, if I get it, I get it. Just give me some, like they give you Zicam. What do they give you for the flu?
They're giving you
The flu.
giving you
No,
prednisone
there's
and
a medicine. Oh, well, anyway.
V-Pack is what they're giving you.
I'm just saying, you hear all these guys like the presidents. Oh, we're going to be the first to get an injection. Do you think that's really going to?
Tamiflu.
That ain't going to be the freaking real crap. It's going to be the stuff you get from a drip off of freaking try to sober you up. What do they call that? Sugar, water, crap, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
What do,
yeah.
what do they call that stuff where you go in the hospital and they freaking hook an IV up?
You mean the saline?
Yeah.
There you go.
They're like, oh, look, I got mine. They didn't get that. It's freaking bull crap.
Hey, Tim, what do you have under your Christmas tree? Are those nutcrackers?
Wait a minute.
No, those are flowers
Flowers and
and
candles.
candles.
Oh.
Aren't, man, that's kind of a fire hazard.
It
Tim.
is. I gotta watch. I keep a close eye on them to make
I
sure.
mean,
Keep a close eye.
it looks like you got a couple candles on your mantle,
Yeah.
and that. I mean, is that like real? No, that's not. Doesn't look like fake garland. That looks like real stuff up
They're
there.
real. And by the curtains. I always like candles by the curtains.
But you got
Yeah.
a great fire, so
What could ever happen with candles by the curtains?
I know. And then you got Scott that looks like he's on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know.
He makes an S10 look like a monster truck.
What is that? Oh, that's like a plant.
Oh, that was just sad. You freak.
Anyhow, I think we'll take us a quick break and then come back with Kathleen. I think she's got some
I got some stuff.
stuff for us tonight.
I do.
All right, cool.
Are you sure?
Think
Is
so.
it like a lot of stuff?
I got some stuff. I've got pages actually.
Look, Shad's like, oh my God, she's really got pages printed
I
out.
do.
There's a lot of pictures to click too. So
Cool picture. All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
Do you like to mine for gold? Enjoy prospecting a nice crack
Yes.
rock? Enjoy getting outdoors to camp, fish, hunt, and hike on your public lands. You plan your trip, load the gear, grab the dog, put the family in the truck, and drive off to a locked gate. A sign says you cannot enter or access your own public lands. Mining claims and public land owned by we the people are being designated as off limits by our own government every single day. Are you concerned about the direction our government is going? Are you tired of seeing no access, no entry signs on your lands? We are, and we are fighting back. We are AMRA, America Mining Rights Association, the fastest growing small mining advocacy association in America. AMRA is a 501c3 not-for-profit formed by miners, hunters, off-roaders, retired military men and women to stop the insanity. AMRA was formed to educate, unite, and help the small miners and public land users on their rights given to us by God. Do you want access to great mining claims? For a small tax-deductible donation to their miners' legal fund, your family gains access to proven excellent mining claims across America for an entire year. AMRA challenges the USFS, BLM, EPA, and the other agencies intent upon stopping you from enjoying your own lands. You are who pays these people's wages. It is time they listen to us. us. We need to unite. And that is what AMRA is doing. As you sit here right now, thousands of acres of public lands are being closed, locked, and blocked from use by you. Are you fed up yet? Join us. Get in on this fight and let's restore America to what our families fought and died for. Freedom. Just visit AmericanMiningRights.com. AmericanMiningRights.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at American Mining Rights Association. AmericanMiningRights.com. If you're interested in gold prospecting or treasure hunting as a career, hobby, passion, or just something you're interested in getting into, you have to visit goldprospectorspace.com. At goldprospectorspace.com, you'll find forums, chats, videos, blogs, sections on dry washing, metal detecting, high banking, and so much more. At goldprospectorspace.com. There's a store, classifieds, and at goldprospectorspace.com every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Tune into Prospectors Radio, the talk show for gold prospectors and treasure hunters. GoldProspectorspace.com is a social network with thousands of members, and everything you need is at GoldProspectorspace.com. Sign up today and get connected to others who share your love of gold and gold prospecting. Let the treasure hunt begin at GoldProspectorspace.com. GoldProspectorspace.com.
It is time for Dredging Up the News with Kathleen Biffle. Mining news from around the globe, metal detecting, dredging, entertainment news, and fun facts as well. Here's Kathleen.
All right, everyone. December 9th, Forrest Fenn, again, making its way back into the news. The man who actually found it has revealed his identity. His name is Jack Stuef. I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's Stuef. He found the treasure in June, as we all know, and they had been making his identity, secret all this time. But he finally came out and said and identified himself.
It better not be that old guy.
No, that's Forrest Fenn.
Okay.
It's this. I think it's this guy. Right
Okay.
It's that guy, Jack. But anyway, to give us some closure, Forrest Fenn did tell us where he found it, but he also he took the identity to his grave. But then Jack decided that he would come out and say tell everybody who he is.
Uh-huh.
He's got an interesting story though. Anywho, this is why he didn't tell people his identity. He was afraid of all the stalkers and the crazy people that would, try to sue Forrest Fenn and all of that stuff. But he basically said he didn't want his family to be bothered the way, Forrest Fenn's family was.
Right.
So this guy is 32 years old. He is a medical student from Michigan. What actually did force him to come out was a lawsuit that was filed against him from another treasure hunter, a Chicago attorney named Barbara Anderson.
Yeah, but now wait a minute. Isn't he dead?
He is, yeah. Forrest.
This guy died. This guy found the treasure. Keep up.
I know, but what can you do now that I died? Nothing.
No, they were going to sue him.
Oh, come on.
Which was kind of weird. The whole story is just weird.
Come on, ketchup, relish the mustard.
That's right.
Ketchup, mustard, relish the moment. Come on.
So Barbara Anderson, she is the one who filed the lawsuit against Fenn and the unnamed finder of the treasure in Santa Fe. This happened in June after it was reportedly found, and she was arguing that after she had spent several years painstakingly deciphering all the codes and so forth, that somebody actually hacked her computer and her cell phone and stole this information that led them to the treasure.
It was the Russians.
Yeah.
Maybe she slept with a Chinese spy.
The plot thickens.
Man. No, we're not going there. So anyway, the U.S. District Court for New Mexico ruled that Forest Estate must provide some personal information of who found it to the woman, and they made him do this. A woman he doesn't know, and he's never communicated with, but now everybody knows who he is, and he did find it in Wyoming. He didn't really go into detail about everything that he did to find it. But he did say this. He said it was not in any place that was dangerous to get to. So unfortunately, as we know, 4 people perished trying to find this treasure. But he won't say where exactly because he wants it to remain a secret, because he doesn't want it to become a pilgrimage and be overrun with people trying to find out if maybe he dropped an emerald or something. So
what you're saying is they don't want a bunch of people going up and trashing a place, being idiots like people usually do.
Yeah, pretty much. So he kept the location secret. So he said the treasure now is secured in a location in New Mexico, but he plans to sell it. Actually, he wants to pay off all his medical student loans.
Of course.
Interesting.
I just think it's funny. You got some chick that, she painstakingly looked all these years, but wasn't smart enough to freaking find it, evidently.
I know.
She's so mad. Yeah, but she's so mad she's trying to sue him. That's crazy.
It's 2020. And you know what? It doesn't surprise me, honestly. So there's an interesting tidbit about this fella. I'm going to go into this. And if you've got kids watching, I guess there's not really anybody completely naked. It's kind of a weird picture. Oh, okay. So I've got the gray dog. Okay.
Only bad things, Justin Bieber.
But here's a tidbit of information about the guy who found the treasure. He used to write for The Onion. He wrote a blog, and it caused an absolute craziness when he referred to Sarah Palin's son as retarded because her son Trig has Down syndrome.
Right.
So this guy is very liberal. He was writing what he called a satirical birthday poem, and Palin fans were upset about it. But basically, he made fun of the poem that Sarah Palin's fans wrote for the 3-year-old little boy. So this is what he said, and it's don't take it down on me. I'm just reading what he said. He said, "Oh, little boy, what are you dreaming about?" He wrote, quoting the poem. Then he added, "What's he dreaming about? Well, nothing, because he's retarded." So that's what this guy did. And this picture was what was on the blog. Very, I think they've since taken it down, but I think it's a screenshot that I located. But so basically this Technicolor illustration was a photograph of Trig littered with animated GIFs, including that stripper that you see there. So it was really, really in bad taste.
Well, I was going to say, I don't like his slogan, but I do know what the word retarded means, and it does mean something. And if you're offended by that word, go look it up, because there is a definition behind it.
And I think this was way back in 2013, or 15. I can't really remember when this happened, but he actually he was in the public eye about it, and he got fired because of all the advertisers that dropped their advertisement for that publication, The Onion.
Right. Well, the way he said it was just like slander, pretty much.
Pretty much.
You're just.
He was doing what everybody else does, but I guess he did it. He's picking on a little boy who's got syndrome.
But he's saying, what's he dreaming? Nothing, because he's retarded. I'm sorry, but retarded people actually dream more than what we do.
More vivid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's why they are like they are.
So I dug up some dirt on this guy that found Forrest Finn's treasure. whatever. But he ended up giving up the blogging and going to medical school. So now he will be a doctor.
And you know what? That's a pretty big jump, Kathleen. I gave up blogging to go into medical school. What?
Still vlogging, because he wrote the article. He's writing articles about the Fen treasure and him finding it, and he posted on this site called Medium. I don't know if you guys ever read articles from there, but that's where he's writing right now. And I have a feeling he'll probably put out a book, I'm guessing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
About the treasure. And,
Yeah, but that's like somebody saying, I got a NASCAR collection of cars in here on the shelf, but they gave me an offer to drive a car next weekend.
Yeah, he's just gonna
That's
so,
milk
from,
that
from
cow.
blogging to a medical field. What a jump.
Well, and he doesn't even want to be a doctor anymore now, and he's glad this is working out as a way to pay off his loans and do what he wants to do.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I could see a blogger being a reporter.
It's poor rich white kid problems.
Okay, let's get off that stupid picture and go to a much cooler one. I've got some entertainment news.
Oh, look at these two freaking guys.
You guys know who this is.
These guys.
Freddie Dodge is no stranger, of course, when it comes to gold mining. He's got 40 years of mining experience under his belt, and he is known as the gold guru. So there's going to be a new show coming out on Discovery. It's going to air on Mondays. It's going to be on January 4th, but I didn't catch the time. I bet you could go to Discovery's site and find the time. But it's basically going to be called Gold Rush, ... Freddie Dodge's Mine Rescue. And what it's going to be about is he's going to find people who own a mine, who are struggling and striking out when trying to find gold. So he's going to, help them along by, as you know, he's got a lot of geology experience and things like that. So he's basically going to help them find gold. Because there's a lot of people, as we know, a lot of regular people who aren't like these great big miners who have, mines, or they've been doing this for years. And now with the gold prices going up, you can bet that there's going to be a lot more. So anyway, he's going to help these folks out to share his knowledge about where to look for gold and some inside tips. To help him, Freddie has teamed up with expert mechanic and fellow gold rush miner Juan. Is it Labara? Juan Labara? That's this guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You may need
That's Juan.
To pronounce it. Try Joe Biden.
He's number one.
Oh gosh. So, together with their geology experience and of course Juan's skills, they are going to help folks out.
Well, believe it or not, remember that show I was telling you a long time ago, they were wanting me to do, and I'm like, I don't do anything with big things. I mean, I can set them up, I can dance a bit, but I can't do that. And it's so funny because they kept trying it on, like, yeah, you can. I'm like, no, I don't run 100 yards an hour machinery. You don't understand that. Yeah. And then his show comes out. Well, what's really cool about it is because I know that him and Juan, they've got a certain click together. And that's why him and Juan was actually in Gold Rush this year when they had to help the rookies, because that sets them up for this show, which was a pretty good setup, but they got a good click together, and they're both hard-headed, strong guys, and they know what they're doing. They know that they are the crap in their industry. But
is that the same guy in Whitewater?
No.
No, heck no.
Not Freddie, but
no, this guy's a master mechanic. He's like
he's been on Gold Rush before.
Yeah, he's on gold.
I remember a mechanic as such, but who's the fellow on Whitewater?
Which fellow?
the diver guy.
Yeah, which one?
Well,
you mean the Spanish guy?
Yeah.
I don't know who that little dude is.
He's
he's a military diver. of some sort. I remember that. I think he was a military diver and stuff like that. But you know, I got to say, you got to quit overplaying your role in the TV show, dude. Just jump in the water.
He got burnt.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, so that was my stories tonight. I'm going to jump into fun facts.
You're all right.
Hey, wait, when does that show come out?
January 4th. It's a Monday, but I don't have the time. I'm sure if you look on the Discovery website, they'll have it on there.
Okay, so it will be on Discovery. Cool.
Yeah. So let's go into fun facts.
Okay.
So, as a kid and adult, I've always wanted to find arrowheads, right?
That's a scraper.
So, I used to walk cornfields looking for them when I was younger, but I didn't really know what to look for. Obviously, I spent a lot of time outdoors playing in the dirt. Surprise, surprise. Some things have never changed.
Find a mushroom.
Well, of course, these days I'm looking for gold, but as much time as I spent on a creek, I'm always looking out for relics and interesting things, as you know, like pretty rocks and things like that. But when I find arrowheads, they typically look like this, right? What you see behind me, they're broken. They're not.
Yeah, that's a reconfigured arrowhead. That's a scraper.
What?
That is what we call a reconfigured arrowhead. It is now a scraper.
A scraper.
Or a knife.
Oh, you mean like a putty knife?
Yeah, you see how flat it is?
Yeah.
For flint to break that flat is almost impossible. That means
actually, I found a lot of arrowheads that were snapped like this, and the older they are, and I'm going to go. My fun fact is about finding relics and what to look for, and what you might find out there, especially here out in the Midwest. There's a lot of old Native American camps, and you can do some studying up on it, but I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, when I find arrowheads, this is what they typically look like. I have yet to find a perfect intact one, but that's just me. As we know, there's a ton of videos out there of people that do different things and find them, they get all excited and stuff like that. But as I was watching these videos, because this is something I actually do want to look into a little bit more, and you know how I am about learning new things. So I was looking at some of the videos, and some of them are very educational, and actually some websites are very educational. And my fun fact was going to dive into one fellow who had a really cool site that I liked. But anyway, and others, not as much education, more of look what I found and it's perfect, and they find something perfect every time. So I'm like, wow, is it that easy? No. It isn't, but you do, as long as you're looking, you're going to find something, whether it's, pieces, parts, or whatever. But what are your odds for finding a perfect intact arrowhead? Where do you go? How do you know that you have the legit thing? And for tonight's fun fact, I thought I would dig a little deeper and learn a thing or two about hunting for arrowheads. So as you know, Shad and I, we love browsing through antique shops wherever we're wandering.
Those are fake.
Right. These are definitely fake behind me. We come across a lot of arrowhead collections, and I'm always hesitant to buy them because I think they look pretty cool, right? Although I do want to find my own, but I don't know, because you can do the flint napping, as you know, and create some beautiful works. As you see behind me, you'll see some of these are made out of agate, things like that. But behind me are examples of what modern made arrowheads look like. So if you are either in the market to buy arrowheads, or like I said, more exciting, find your own, which is easier? They say that there's literally millions of arrowheads yet to be discovered in North America. For the vast majority of the time, humans have been, living here, wandering around. They've made stone tools and things like that. But Native Americans made many arrowheads each year. And there's two different stages. You have the earlier Native Americans that would follow the migration paths of animals to hunt, and they never stayed in one place. They're always constantly moving. So some of them would actually hide caches of these things, and if you get into a really sweet spot, you might be able to find a whole bunch of them. But anyway, archaeological evidence indicates early inhabitants of North America were mostly mobile. So for this reason, you're going to find a lot of these caches laying around, and especially if you get to an Indian camp, an old Indian camp, you may be able to find a lot more. However, when the Native Americans developed agriculture, many became more sedentary, and so you've got basically their camp they were there for a lot longer. So what do you do to find these things? So just like we like to study geology for indicators of gold,
those are naps.
Hunt for these things, look for signs where they do their research around the areas where they know, you have to kind of know information about Native Americans and where their tribes lived, where they were. And if you're ever hunting around and come across stuff like you see behind me, like this.
Yeah. Those are what we call naps or flakes.
Yeah, they're flint chips. If you're finding these things, you're getting warmer to locating a good camp. You can find hundreds of flint chips left over from making arrowheads. And these flint flakes are found in vast numbers on some Indian camps. So when you see this, you should search the area slowly and carefully because chances are that you will find a relic, an artifact.
I will tell you, I will just add on to what you were saying. You said the Indians moved around a lot, stuff like that. Always remember, people, that they knew where to camp every time they were there at that time. So they get back to the same camps over and over, but they didn't stay there for years around.
Right.
If you find the one Kathleen's talking about,
the animals, correct.
If you find the one that Kathleen's talking about, that's going to be a lot of stuff around there.
Yeah. So just like gold, right? We go to where gold was found before, to look. Kind of like the same thing with finding relics, because if they were there before, the chances are they're going to be there again, especially after a rain. And they say it's better to look for these things when you get like at least 1 inch of rain at one time, because it's it floods and moves the mud, especially in plowed fields.
Yeah, it pounds the dirt down.
Yeah.
And it's like gold, rocks are going to stay at the top.
Right. So once you locate an Indian camp, if you're lucky enough, you'll basically do what you do when you're metal detecting, right? You search it systematically. And I'm blocking the view of this one, I think.
No, we can see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Like a bent knife.
The arrowhead sticking out of the side of the bank. You don't see it?
Never seen an arrowhead curved.
No, that's not it. Well,
no, that's not it.
Arrow.
It cropped it?
I was going to say, I don't see nothing.
Well, darn it.
I don't see an arrowhead, but I see something look bent.
Okay, well, there was a half of an arrowhead sticking out, and I guess the picture got cropped when we saved it. But anywho, other places to look would be like the riverbanks that things haven't quite gone into the river. If you're lucky enough to find a plowed field containing flint flakes, you basically search it grid style, back and forth, and you will just kind of look down. And the article that I'm quoting was written by William Bauer. He actually has a book out there called Arrowhead Hunting Primer. He has another one for Adventures in Arrowhead, and I did order one. I'll give you more information about that at the end. But He says to be sure to check every flake by flipping it. You just do a flip, and you'll always find an arrowhead maybe partially exposed. You're never going to find one just laying there.
Yes, you can. It's called a sunbaker. Oh, yes, you can.
Well, where are you finding those?
I'll tell you in a minute. Keep going.
Okay. But here in the Midwest, it's typically in the mud. You'll maybe see a tip or something. And his advice is, if you see anything flat like that, it may just be a flat rock, but always flip it, to try to see if it's a relic. There are camps along these trails, rivers, and streams in every state. Many camps are located where two water courses might meet. So that is, if you've got an area like that, that was probably a popular place for Native Americans to camp out. Look for high spots along the river, like you see behind me. Springs are another good location for past Native American campsites. Any high cut banks are a good places to look for too. And you basically have to have and we all know, because we look for gold, you want to never say die attitude when you're looking for these things, because it's not easy finding them. It's, if it was easy, then they wouldn't be as valuable. If you want to just collect them, that's great, but some of them do fetch a high price. However, what you want to make sure you do is try to rescue them before they hit the water, because once they hit the water, they could be really brittle if they're really, really old, and they could be broken. So I guess that would make sense why a dredger like myself would only find pieces and parts and never a full thing. Like I said earlier, beginners have a hard time, identifying, is this real or is this fake? And the one you see behind me is an example of a real one.
Okay.
And I think this guy found it in a plowed field that they had said was already searched out, but they had a bad rain that week, and he went out there, and sure enough, he found something that looked like this. So how do you tell you have an Indian artifact? When arrowheads are made, there's a series of long, thin flakes that are removed one at a time from the flint or whatever it's made out of. Each flake removed leaves a flake scar, and the presence of these scars is what confirms that you actually have a real artifact. It's going to cover the entire channel, like you see, and they're pretty random like, but they're not straight across or chiseled. If you've got something like that, then you know that that's a modern made arrowhead that somebody did by flint knapping. Also, you want to check the type of rocks that are used. Obviously, in Ohio, our Ohio gemstone, flint, is the most popular. You can also find them made out of quartzite, chert, and obsidian. So basically, the process is done by hitting the arrowhead with another rock back then that isn't flake.
Well, it would have been deer horn back then.
Or something that doesn't flake. So you would use that. So if you're seeing something and it's got like perfectly straight chisel marks, you know that it's probably not the real thing. Another thing they said to look for was just there's something called a bulb. If it's modern made and it's hit with like a chisel, hammer, or whatever, it's going to form like a hump. Nope. If you've got one that's authentic, it won't be as curved. It's going to be more straight but uneven. I don't know if that makes sense, but it won't be a perfect dome.
Gotcha.
So William Bauer also says, if you find an arrowhead, make sure that you take a lot of care bringing them back. Some folks will take arrowhead Altoid cases and line them with some tissue or something, because they can break. He also has shared some stories on his website about, what he found, and he put it in his pocket and it broke. And it's very, very heartbreaking too, especially when you find one that's almost perfect.
Yeah.
Well, and then you're a goofy. Never mind.
Well, he's just, he's trying to help out the beginners, and I'm going to be a beginner. So I'm definitely going to try this out the real way, I guess.
Well, don't be so cautious that you're going to be like, you break it because you're too careful. It's a rock. It's made it for 10,000 years. Trust me, it will make it a couple more days.
Yeah, but if you find a good specimen, you never know. You may have there's a lot of, Indian artifact dealers and things like that.
Yeah, there's also, it's also like coins though, Kathleen. You got the common stuff. You got the, yeah, we've seen that before. And then you got stuff like, oh my gosh, that's a rare cut that we know what it is. Turkey tail. Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah. Experienced arrowhead hunters will try to find regional guides to try to see, and I guess once you get engrossed in there, you start learning like which ones are worth more. And the one you see behind me,
obsidian.
This one is the most valuable arrowhead found to date in North America. It's called the Rotes Clovis Point. It's almost 10 inches long, and it's carved out of sea green obsidian. It was found in a wheat field in Washington State in 1950, and it was sold at auction in 2013 for $276,000.
Wow.
It's estimated to be from 10,000 to 9,000 BC.
Ooh, wow.
You know what's really wild? Not only is it a Clovis point, but it's made of obsidian, which most of your obsidian is going to come around from like Las Vegas and stuff like that, not from the freaking East Coast. So that proves
the East Coast, you're going to probably find a lot of flint.
Yeah, but that actually, what's cool about it, it proves that some Indian from the East Coast or traded with people from the East Coast, somehow that arrowhead made its way back there. So that's
dragon glass for the White Walkers.
Well, I'm just saying, dude. I know a lot about arrowheads. I'm telling you.
State. So isn't that West Coast?
That's West Coast, yeah.
Yeah.
The Clovis people were early inhabitants of North America, and I guess this one was said to be traced to them. And they used to use these to hunt big game, such as the woolly mammoth.
And they killed a buffalo or two.
They found this in Douglas County, and one family, it's remained in their family since 1950, and they sold it at auction in 2013 for $276,000.
I can believe it.
Isn't that pretty though?
Hey, Clovis points are worth a lot. And like I said, it's made out of obsidian, so it come from the East Coast. Yeah. It's just that's a crazy piece.
So anyway, if you're looking to get started, William Bauer, it's spelled B-A-U-R. B-A-U-E-R, I think. He has written a guide, and I ordered it, so I'll let you guys know what it's like, and maybe Shad will go walking with me in some of these fields around us.
Man, you guys are in a mecca.
I know.
But look, this is the way. I'll tell you what, this is what you got to do. And you guys might think it's funny, but I've been hunting arrowheads for years. I sold my last arrowhead collection for $3,000.
Wow.
I had turkey tails from Kentucky dug out of caves. I had a lot of stuff. I sold it for $3,000. But the best way, like where you guys are right now, look for a field that's been tilled up, and after a good hard rain, I'm talking like 2 or 3 days with good hard rain.
Right.
Go out and you'll see a flat field. If you see a little bitty knoll, a little bitty bump, go and look on the bump, because the ground's been built up for a certain reason. And remember, I used to say that Indians used to camp in the same spot because of a reason. Now, nowadays they're all fields, but they could have been woods back then. But a person's camp at years and years and years, if people knows how to go there or where to go, it builds up because of the dirt, the flakes, the food, decomposed, and whatever they throw out.
And we have Indian caverns around here, this area. The Olentangy Indians, Native Americans lived around here. In fact, that's what the high school's called for now.
For now.
For now.
I mean, but for your easy scores, man, hit them fields.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have, we live right next to a state park that was actually old farm fields that they flooded and made into a reservoir. So all the areas around it might even have some good things. So I'm going to do some studying and some research. I'm going to get the book. I'm going to see what I can find out and see if I'm any good at this.
Do you guys remember when you were up here and I was talking about Herkimer diamonds?
Yes.
You remember I said you go out between the hours of 8 and 10 and Right. Same thing for arrowheads, because flint causes a reflection. You will see it.
Right.
You'll see them.
And I have seen a lot of those flakes around, but I never really thought about that. Like, oh, wait a second. That would make sense if they were sitting there, hitting, making their arrowheads and stuff.
Well, it's funny because a flake is like metal detecting. If you see a target or you find a target, either dig it or flip it. Because you'll find it. You can find an arrowhead really quick. You're like, oh, I see just a little bitty tip. But then you grab it and find out it's not coming out of the ground that easy. You dig down and holy cow, you got over half an arrowhead. That's pretty cool find. I don't care who you are. Yeah.
I'm excited to do this. So guess what we're going to be doing?
Something stupid.
Hey, just like I said, look for the little knolls and look for different colorations in the ground. Like sometimes you could have a dip in the ground and then you can see a lot of black dirt and everything else is brown. Go look around the edges of that, because that could have been a place way back in the day they dug out because they wanted to get out of the wind.
Well, I'm hoping we have better luck at this than finding those morel mushrooms, because we have not.
Oh my God, you guys, that's the easiest thing to find in the world.
No way.
Well, we're just not in the right area.
But we may be in the right area because there's a lot of construction sites where they've been digging foundations to build new homes around here. And This is a known area that the Olentangy Indians lived
There's
in.
probably a bunch of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You'll know when you're in the right spot because you will start finding pieces of flint.
Yep.
Well,
but that is our gemstone for the Ohio gemstones.
Yeah, there's flint everywhere.
Yeah, buddy.
Flint. Yay.
So that was dredging up the news.
Well, pretty cool. Good luck, Kathleen, on that search. Hopefully you find one.
Yeah.
If she just looks in the fields after a good rain and at the right time, and make sure you find a little knoll or the bumps in the ground. If you hunt those bumps, you will find an arrowhead. I guarantee it.
Okay. Guaranteed.
I guarantee it.
Guaranteed.
Hey, I've got a lot of years in this, guys.
Huh?
I said I've got a lot of years in hunting arrowheads. I mean, I've even dug in caves.
Awesome.
Captain
Yeah. That's not awesome. You're
Now he's iRacing.
He has had many chapters in his life.
Oh, I've did a lot of stuff. If it can make me money, folks, trust me, I did it. I don't care. I mean, there's no shame in my game. I'm proud to admit it. Hey, you ain't never been hungry. You ain't never been where I'm at. Because trust me, I've did everything, anything and everything. You can make money off of not spending money to make it. I've did it.
Awesome.
Arrowheads is one of them. Used to make a lot of money off arrowheads.
Now, if only you find gold.
Yeah.
Oh, I do find gold.
Maybe Freddie and Juan will come to your claim, Scott.
Right.
And hook you up with some equipment and, show you where all the big gold's at and the source and all that. Huh? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
It would be cool.
Maybe you can explain that big pile of rocks that look like a house or some sort.
You're a struggling mine owner.
You got to remember, I got more than one pile of rocks.
I think we'll send
the one that we found on the hill, or where it was really bizarre how the rocks were up there and we couldn't figure it out.
Still, you know what? That still does not make any sense to me, but
yeah, it's weird.
Hey, Kathleen, last night on Beyond Oak Island, I don't know if you've seen that show yet, but they look for different treasures. And last night they were looking for like the Lost Dutchman, and guess who was on it?
Jesse and Josh.
The Feldmans were on it. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, they were talking.
Well, I followed this group around on the Facebook, unfortunately. I guess they did a pilot of it a couple years back, and it just never did anything with it, and they were losing hope, and they finally did come back to actually film it and do it.
Really?
But I guess it was supposed to have been out years ago, or that was the original plan for it. So that's pretty cool that it's out now.
Yeah, well, this was on that Beyond Oak Island. People tell them about treasures, and then they'll send somebody to investigate it.
Yeah.
So it's like a spin-off from Oak Island.
Yeah, that's what the article said.
So they sent that metal detector guy out there, and then they were talking to people who knew a lot about the Lost Dutchman mine, and of course, Ron Feldman does, and so all the Feldmans were on there. It was cool.
That is cool.
Just neat seeing them since they haven't been doing their show no more.
They're not?
I don't know. When's that one coming back on? Is it coming back?
I haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything about it.
We don't have cable anymore.
Well, they're struggling since Gold Rush, man. Everybody, like I said, I've been contacting people overseas and here, and they go, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And they're struggling for shows because Gold Rush is still top of the line, kicking everybody's butt. And it is what it is. And people want to, they want to get a show like it, but different. But you got to remember, Gold Rush has been on for what? 9 years now?
9-10 years.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to compete with people making 100 ounces of gold every week?
Well, that's the thing. They want that wow factor of this of gold. And you're only going to see that on big commercial operations unless you get really lucky. And usually those really lucky ones aren't going on the show. And,
if you guys really want a really wow factor, watch people's videos when they find 10 or 11 grams a week. That's great.
Yeah. We're excited about that.
What are you doing right now, Scott? I see you at the bottom of the screen.
I see a little bit of his.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like you see the hat. The hat is
I just see it popping in.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got to understand, I'm not trying to, I take breaks here and there and I do my thing. So I don't want to be on camera while I'm doing my thing. So.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, you can do your thing. Go ahead and wrap it up then. Jeez Louise.
Well, I just smoked a cigarette, but hey, but hey, we do have something else, or unless you're going to cut me off again this weekend there, Tim.
Go for it.
Oh, so you don't want to do it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, let's get back in the camera.
Get your butt up in this screen and I'll highlight you.
All right, you slick Rick thing hustler.
We'll make you the star of the moment. There, poof.
Stay on. Tell you what.
We got our drinks ready to listen to you, Scott. Don't let us down.
Now, you guys, this is something, once again, it's coming from the old sciencing website, and it's called, which I'm still kind of snickering at it, but I don't know what to say about it, but it's how to use bleach on gold ore to remove gold.
Oh, okay.
So this
regular bleach.
I guess it says bleach, buddy. That's all I know.
What if it's scented? Can you use scented bleach?
You know what? How about I read this article and let you figure that out?
Wait, do you use OxyClean with the bleach?
I don't know. Let me read the article. All right. Now that we got the OxyClean and all that other good stuff out of the way, I'm still kind of amazed about this, but it says gold is almost a non-reactive metal, but halogens, chlorine, bromine, fluorine, and iodine can dissolve it. Surprisingly. Okay. Chlorine is the cheapest and lightest product that can be achieved that can achieve this. Bleach is the chemical compound sodium hypochlorite. I don't know if I'm getting this right or not, but I'm trying here. Which is combined with hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric. We'll put that. Okay, so that's hypochlorite. Yeah. Hypochlorite, which is combined with hydrochloric acid. The mixture produces chlorine that dissolves gold from gold ore. This is the first commercial method used for gold extraction. I did not know that.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Anyway, it says place the ore into a mortar or grind it to the size and sand grains. Put the ore grains into a plastic bowl. Add the 35% hydrochloric acid to the sodium hydrochlorite bleach.
Okay.
Well, one's hydrochloric and one's hydrochlorite. So hydrochlorite bleach into a flask or beaker. In a two-tone ratio of acid with bleach, ensure that the liquid mixture is at least 6 times the volume of the ore grains. So that means you're going to weigh it out and do 6 times more. Oh, this is nice. Wear a face mask and avoid breathing the chlorine fume the reaction produces. Smart move on their part and that. Pour the acid and bleach mixture into a plastic bowl with the ore grains and stir. Allow 4 hours for the gold to dissolve, stirring every 20 minutes. The chlorine reacts with the gold inside the ore to form a gold chloride. Filter the ore and bleach solution to remove all the impurities such as soil, rocks, fragments, and then collect the filtered gold chloride solution in a flask. Now, I'm not sure. I think they're talking about a beaker, like a scientific beaker,
Uh-huh.
but that's what they're calling a flask.
Okay.
Not your whiskey flask, folks. Don't do that. Anyway, place powdered sodium. Oh my God. What's this word? Metabisphulate. I don't know what that is. In another flask and dissolve with water. This forms a solution of sodium bisulfate and I think that's how it says bisulfate.
That's good enough for me.
Bisulfate. Okay. Add the sodium bisulfate solution to the gold chloride solution. Leave it to settle for 4 hours. Observe the brown powder at the bottom of the flask. This is the gold that has precipitated out of the solution. Pour off the solution. Place the flask with a wet gold powder on the stove and evaporate the water, leaving the gold powder at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Now, is that the bottom of the filter?
I don't know. You're reading this.
Gold?
Doesn't it have pictures?
No, there's no pictures.
Read pictures, Scott. Come on.
No, I'm just saying it says observe the brown powder at the bottom of the flask, which, okay.
Yeah.
This is the gold that has precipitated out of the solution. Pour off the solution.
Uh-huh.
Place the flask. So that's going to be your beaker. So, okay, it's still in the beaker with the wet gold powder. So you're going to pour off the liquid, and all your powder, which is your gold, is going to be staying at the bottom of your beaker. I got it now.
Okay.
Okay, and then evaporate. Okay, collect the powder into a crucible or melting dish. Apply heat with an oxybutane torch from the side of the dish towards the center. So you start from the outside, you work your way in to melt it.
Uh-huh.
So the powder melts at 1,947 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the heat when the gold has melted completely and allow it to cool. Once cool, the gold is ready for fashioning into ornaments.
Ornaments? Christmas ornaments?
Well, I mean, I guess if you're making, it's called rings or whatever, necklaces, but wow, that's
interesting.
Yeah,
Is
use
it
bleach.
liquid bleach, or can you use a gel?
It just says how to use bleach.
Huh.
So if it says bleach, it's bleach.
Now,
It says it can dissolve a chlorine. It's the cheapest and lightest product that can achieve this. Bleach is the chemical compound sodium hypochlorite, which combined with hydrochloric acid, that's 2 mixtures there. You got to put together.
Oh.
The mixture produces chlorine that dissolves gold from gold ore. And it says this is the first commercial method ever used.
So is that what you'd use to get it off of like computer circuits and stuff like that?
You know, I bet you probably could.
I
mean, I know you use hydrochloric acid.
Right. I've heard of that, but not the bleach.
But like I said, it says bleach is the chemical compound sodium hypochlorite, and which, when combined with hydrochloric acid, is the mixture that produces chlorine. So why wouldn't you just use chlorine?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's some chlorine that's pretty high-powered crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, Scott.
Yeah.
But I guess back in the old days, they didn't have chlorine, so they had to mix those two compounds together to actually get the chlorine to take, because it says that dissolves gold. It dissolves the gold from gold ore. It doesn't take the gold ore off. It takes the gold out of the ore.
Okay.
Which that's kind of a different, because when we usually use chemicals to in hard rock mining and stuff like that, I mean, we use the chemicals to actually take the rock from the gold ore.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kill you guys right now. I just went back on the camera.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. What's wrong?
Oh, you guys are so fired.
What is wrong?
I hate you.
Manny and his purse.
Wait a minute. I gotta see that bigger shit.
You're gonna get it.
That's on your Gold Prospector Space profile, by the way.
I am so gonna kill you.
So.
That's okay. That's okay.
I like
Okay.
that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just put it back on gallery view and seen that. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt you both. Tim's got freaking some mannequin in there. I don't know who that is.
It's Manny.
That don't even look like Manny.
Well, it was Manny before you got him.
His mustache ain't that dark, and his beard.
All depressed and on, depression medication and stuff because you don't take him out.
I'm so surprised that picture don't have an earring in him.
Didn't Manny go on a cruise?
Yes, he went on a cruise. Right off a frickin' mountain.
As long as he went somewhere.
Yeah, you ought to have seen his arms and hands. They were funny.
A face mask on him.
Looks depressed. Yeah.
I'm going to staple a face mask.
Look out for his safety.
Well, Scott, that was very interesting.
It is interesting.
I never thought you could use bleach.
Well, like I said, if anybody's got anything to comment on this, hey, please call in, because I never knew that. Not even
Wilson. He shared a YouTube channel. I saw a link in there that actually this guy does exactly what you were talking about. He said it's Sree Tips, SREE Tips. So I guess he actually does it.
All right.
Well, I mean, a long time ago, I had a video, kind of me and Jim Hamilton doing some stuff with some the chemicals that we use, but it was like way too long, and we never got to the so it was kind of it didn't really work right, and it was just like I don't know, I think we were probably unprepared for what was going to go on, and I didn't know how long it was going to take, so I wasn't able to edit the video right, but I remember Jim using acid, but I don't remember him using bleach.
Nitric acid, what they say.
Yeah, we were using acid to get the stuff out of the lead and stuff. So
interesting.
Out of the mercury. Sorry, not lead, mercury.
Complicated. Sounds like that, it does.
Just put it this way, guys. If you don't know about it, better figure it out before you try it.
Yes.
That's the thing. I learned a lot of new things tonight.
And be in a well-vented room.
Yes. Do it outside.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a very educational night, Kathleen. Without a doubt, we hope everybody learned something from tonight's show.
We learned a lot about iRacing too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm
not a video game, people.
Mm-hmm. Think we're gonna.
No, it's just funny. Somebody goes, "Oh, that's a video game." I'm like, "No, that's not a video game. I could have bought 3 video games from the arcade for what I paid for the stuff I'm on now."
But yet you sit out on the porch to do the show.
Well, yeah, I have to.
No, you don't have to. You can sit at your iRacing rig with that fancy computer and fancy camera.
You need to do the show in your iRacing gear.
You should.
Dude, yeah, but it's in the now, Shad and Kathleen, you've been here. It's in the like dining room around the corner where the desk sits. So
Yeah.
I thought you had like a room set aside for it.
yeah, the dining room.
So throw up a background like you got
He's
now.
got the ultimate dude's house.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
All right. I guess on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. It's I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget to join us Sunday night for another informative show, I'm sure. And thanks, Scott, Shad, Kathleen. Thank you. Good job.
I hope everybody had fun tonight. I mean,
Oh,
Learned some things. Yeah, learned
learned a lot
about
of
finding
things
arrowheads.
that
learned
we're gonna
about-
try out.
About using bleach.
yeah, I'm not
see,
trying that.
learned a little about everything. We covered the gambit. It was all over,
I think so.
as always.
Well, like I said, you guys, you use the techniques I just said. Just find the field and find the knolls in the field and hunt those knolls. You will find them.
Awesome.
Hunt them knolls. On that note, we're out of here. Have a good night.
Hey, everybody.
Good night,
Gold
Goldie.
Monday at 7:30 for another great show. For updates and more info, please go to www.prospectorsradio.com.
Night, Goldie.